good thing about video, they can always edit it if I have to leave.
So the whole school and football team is wearing and coming out to these.
Thank you.
Aww.
Thank you. You guys are awesome.
We got a lot of these shirts ordered and we're selling them tomorrow at school. Everyone's going to be wearing them, just to let you know.
Yeah.
And all the profit that we make from the t-shirts is going into the GoFundMe. When we come out tomorrow as a team, he's going to be down the field with your mom and your sister, and you're going to lead us and you're going to walk around as t-shirts. Okay?
We're out here at Fort Jamont West today. We're selling t-shirts for my father who has cancer. And the shirts are selling like crazy. We've already sold 4 boxes just at the lunches. Selling them at the games tonight. It's awesome and my family appreciates the support. We couldn't be more thankful.
You'll get your t-shirt, the Brianstrong t-shirts in support of Gage's dad, who I think all of us know the story right now, fighting cancer. So we want to do everything we can to support Gage and his family. So we're going to wear these t-shirts tonight instead of our dry fits. This is what we will wear out to the game. our job is to teach you guys lessons. This program this week reminded me that football's a game. You guys put in perspective that X's and O's are just a small part of what we do. Being around you guys, this group of seniors, I couldn't be more pleased in the way that you guys have handled yourselves, have supported each other, and this week we have never had a better week in being human beings in this program. I am so proud of you guys and what you've done and what this school has done over the last 2 weeks. Let's go finish it tonight.
And then spell them, please.
Sure. Brian Froneyberger, BRIANFRONEYBERGER.
Okay. And you are, may I ask how old you are?
46.
Would you talk a little bit about your health diagnosis, please?
Sure. It's back in 2015, pretty much unexpected. Just noticed that I had a little bit of a swelling going on in my tonsil area, in my right tonsil. You know, through a little bit of ignorance of my own, I kind of dismissed it as thinking that I would have to get a tonsil removed or tonsillitis or something, and then actually, you know, I kept pretty much, you know, not thinking too much about it. It never really protruded or did anything that was alarming. But however, my lymph node in my neck started swelling, which brought me to a point that, you know, obviously it was of concern. So I went to the urgent care, and she took a look at it and pretty much immediately told me I needed to go see an ENT, which we happen to have a friend of the family who is actually an ENT, and he took me up to his clinic on a Sunday personally, and biopsied my throat for me, and it came back positive for squamous cell carcinoma, which is a type of head and neck cancer. So at that time, you know, I went through the standard of care chemotherapies, which is 2 different chemotherapies, you know, and accompanied by the whole standard of, you know, the nauseousness, the loss of hair, the, you know, the whole stereotype behind what people think about when they think of chemotherapy. Unfortunately, that did not work, and so they decided, you know, to move to radiation. At that time, I did 35 rounds of radiation, which was the standard treatment at that time. And again, while it did recede immediately after stopping radiation, it progressed rapidly, very rapidly, matter of fact, where it blew up probably 150% of what it even, what it even was prior to my radiation. So they did what they called an emergency right neck dissection, where they went in and had to try to remove it surgically. In order to do that, they had to remove 25 lymph nodes. They had to remove my muscle that runs down your neck and controls your shoulder. They removed the nerve that controls your trapezius muscle, which controls your shoulder. So I no longer can raise my shoulder, it rolls forward. And then I also had a 4-inch section of my jugular vein also removed because it was intruding there as well. After surgery, they were very hopeful that they got everything. The first tests came back negative for any cancer existing in the tissue surrounding the surgery. So we were all very hopeful. We went on with our lives, obviously scarred and so forth, but you know, we were happy to be alive. And within 6 months, it had again came back into my throat. I noticed a firmness in the back of my throat. So within 6 months, it was back, and that's when I was re-diagnosed. At that point, I went back in and was re-diagnosed with what they just call incurable reoccurring squamous cell carcinoma, which at that time, again, there was no answers at that time. You become basically a trial because there's nothing that they know of that if standard of care drugs and treatment didn't work, how to treat you. So it's, you know, right now, I mean, I'm just really, you know, fighting to have some success to stay alive as pretty much as long as possible. 2 years ago, as of October, when they re-diagnosed me, just because of the lack of success that they've had with re-diagnosis, they gave me 2 years to live at that point. And that tumor is making its way to my carotid artery. So at this point, you know, we're just trying to find the right drugs or the right therapy or a way to, you know, to slow that down as much as possible. So.
The Fort Zumwalt West High School community and the t-shirt that you're wearing, what has that meant to you?
I can't even start. I couldn't even be, I mean, there's no way to describe what that meant to us or what that has done for us. I mean, just amazing. I mean, God sent, to tell you the truth. I mean, it was, you know, we've always been that family in the house that always hosted all the friends and all the, you know, we'd have kids in the pool, 15 kids at a time, all the time, whether it be my son's friends or my daughter's friends. You know, and I'd be the dad that would always have the frozen pizzas to make for everybody and keep everybody fed, and we always kept the waters and the Gatorade supplied for all the children and all the kids. And, you know, I guess the way that the relationships that I formulated with my son's friends, you know, I mean, all it took was, you know, one idea that, you know, that the Houston family and Geo Houston took, you know, and then spun off with the Ekman family, and they took it and ran with it, and it became this. And it's amazing what they did. I mean, it's truly amazing how the community and the school backed them up to allow this to happen. You know, when you walk into a football stadium and you see, I mean, people that you don't even know, I mean, hundreds of people that you don't know that are wearing a shirt, you know, to your benefit. I mean, they just can't describe the feeling that I had that evening. Right now, I know that I'm not going to be there for my kids. That's very hard to think about. And it's just heartbreaking to me because anybody who knows me, I mean, they know I'm a loving husband, but I'm a dad. I'm a true father. You know, I love my kids. I do anything for them. My heart hurts knowing that I'm not going to be there for them at some point. To be honest, I was very thankful. I was very scared. I wouldn't see my son play senior football. As much of a small token or small momentum setting that is. Honestly, I mean, a year or two ago when they told me I had 2 years to live, you know, football was our passion. You know, Friday nights are my favorite day of the week to go watch my son play football. And I was so scared that I wouldn't see my son's senior year.
And so when you go to the games now, I suspect they're very different than when you went to the games before.
Well, they're very different is because, yeah, everybody I look at, I want to thank, honestly. You know, I mean, everybody I look at, I want to thank, and plus I cherish every bit of it. You know, I honestly, I didn't think I'd be here to see it. So yes, it's a very special, it'll be a very special year this year. You know, God bless, I hope that I'm here next year for his college and so forth and so on, but, you know, I'm certainly going to keep fighting to be here, that's for sure.
Are we smiling?
You know, I'm really not frowning, it's just that I can't smile.
And that would be his humor.
They're from
For the
my
family,
parents.
basically.
They're from my parents, and it
Love
says
Dan, Dee, and Tim.
have a
Enjoy your very
wonderful,
special day. We love you.
wonderful day today. Because they know that we're having the different events tonight with the family and with all you guys for the whole fundraising efforts. So
Beautiful.
make a beautiful centerpiece.
So who all's here today?
Well, my birth mother's here, Donna Eakins. My sister, my half-sister Heather, all her children and grandchildren, her first grandbaby, Oliver, and then my grandfather, my grandpa Bullock, which is my mother's father, and his wife Vera.
Wow.
So, and I used to spend a lot of time with my grandpa Bullock when I was younger. He actually has a son. This is a funny story, but he has a son who's actually 1 year younger than I am. So therefore, my uncle is actually 1 year younger than I am. So me and him used to be kind of good buddies, and we used to camp together, ride four-wheelers, stuff like that when we were younger every once in a while. So that's kind of a funny story. But, so my mother's brother is a year younger than her son. So you thought it was weird that we were divorced once, and they got all kinds of weird little things about the family. So
They're beautiful. Look at them.
they're gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you, Daddy and Timmy.
Thank you, Daddy
Love
and
you guys. My dad sent this to me and Donna and just said, enjoy your very special day with family. So,
Yeah.
you know, if it's not one thing, it's going to be your toothpaste, or it's going to be, you know, something else.
Yep.
So, you know what? Just live your life.
And then by the time you try to do everything right, then there's something wrong with what you're doing right,
Right,
you know,
right.
so it doesn't.
Exactly.
live your
Yeah.
life, be a good person, and
Right.
you know,
Pretty
be
much.
happy. Be happy.
So darn cute.
You know how I always, not only, I mean, I remember Grandma eating, obviously, but you know how, what the biggest memory I have?
Right.
Sewing my finger when I was
Oh,
up
yeah,
there.
you got underneath the
Yeah,
pedal.
yeah, and I sewed my finger.
Yeah.
And I still have that scar right here.
Yeah, oh, I know, that's, your dad had a fit.
I don't think I remember her at all.
I don't blame him.
You
I
should,
remember.
we lived with her.
Well,
Well, you were little though, we left when you were 3, so you wouldn't.
Yeah.
so I bet I was 15 or 16. Or,
Oh.
you know, I was in my teens, I remember that. I don't think I was that young, but.
Yeah.
That was Lorraine's brother's name, the one that used to hit the tree with his fist.
Oh, when he was young.
Yeah, when he was young, he thought he was a tough guy, you know.
Oh, yeah,
So
they
if
all
he
thought they
couldn't-
were.
If he couldn't find nobody to punch, he'd go to the park and hit a tree,
Oh.
so his knuckles would bleed.
So when you first told me about this trial, you said that you were gonna have to be hospitalized, so now you don't have to?
No, this is different. I got kicked out of that
Yeah, look at
trial.
him.
See, that's the trial that I was so excited about, because that trial is a possible cure for any type, I mean, for the, you know, for that, the basis of that trial is a cure. I mean, it's, you know, it's not anything else, but, it's a very
See, Donna?
high risk, high reward trial.
Yeah.
But that's
And
the
then
CART
this finger's
South
I
African
have
trial.
that too. I
ended up getting kicked out of that trial because my tumor progression started involving my carotid artery. So
But
that
my grandma
disqualified
had
me
that
from
to
that
where
trial.
hers was like
So,
Yeah.
because unfortunately,
Yeah,
I got
my grandma
accepted
Ronnie.
in, but then had a staph
told me
infection on my
when I
scalp.
went- when I
That
went
took
to
2
her-
months to heal that staph infection.
When I got this, I
During
was
that 2
78.
months, a tumor
When I got this, I
progressed
was 78.
into my carotid artery, or
And she
not
said,
into
"Hey,
it,
Grandma."
but where it
all
was
these people
interfering
out
with
there,
it.
this rheumatologist
And so
that I
now,
go to, all these
they're
people's out there all purpled
the risk
up and
of
on
that is
walkers and
detrimental,
all that,
basically,
you know, and
because
when I go in there,
the
I'm
T
crying.
cells that attack the cancer
she
tissues
said,
would then
"You're
attack the
the
same
good thing
tissues
is
if they're right next,
You're not right next to it.
next to the carotid artery.
Well, you know what?
So,
You
but,
don't look nothing like
so I'm
people younger
hoping,
than you even.
I'm hoping and praying, which I don't know if this will happen or
His grandma
not, but if this
had that
trial
so
helps
bad,
reduce
that
that
this is
tumor
when
and it pulls
I
back
was
away,
like 18
then I
years
can go
old.
back and qualify for the
His
other one.
grandma, Betty,
But
she had
I don't
knots
know what
all over
what the
her
realistic
hands and her hands were.
chance of that
She
happening
cannot
is,
use
but-
her hands a lot. It's not strong. It says,
Oh no!
you know.
No, it's just like
No! No!
What was he doing?
pumping her leg.
Her leg.
Oh. Hey,
He is so
No.
silly.
Go,
Go,
man.
let's
I see
go.
you got one kid, but another.
What do we got going on here?
Well, cooking a little muscatoli for dinner.
Crazy power cooking.
I enjoy my cooking.
Who you got all coming over tonight?
Well, we have everybody, I shouldn't say everybody, but we have basically the individuals and families that were involved in starting the fundraiser that we all are aware of these days, the Brianstrong fundraiser t-shirts. So we wanted to have everybody over for a nice dinner. So that's kind of what we're doing tonight. So just to say thank you. We have the coach of the football team, the two families, you know, yourself obviously, and all the family and the kids. So we can have a big family and community dinner. So. I just wanted to take a second and tell everybody in this room, you know, thank you so much for what you guys have done for our family. I mean, you know, to start out with an idea and for you two to get involved and come up with an awesome design, and you know, it's just amazing what you guys did with, you know, with something such a simple idea, you know, and because, you know, you wanted to do something for us, you know, and we're so appreciative, Coach. We're so appreciative that you took on this endeavor as well and allowed these kids to do it and allowed them to grow, you know, and to put their hearts behind something and put their hearts behind a team engaged, you know, a player. And Mr. Ekman, Mrs. Ekman, you know, thank you guys so much for helping organize this and for working so hard to sell these shirts and to back it all and so forth and so on. You know, I don't even know where to start. I mean, a thank you just don't feel, honestly, is even close to enough. I mean, if I could do something else, you know, trust me, I really would, because I would love to. You guys deserve the world. You know, right now, you know, we are in a very tough, not only emotional place, you know, but over the years, you know, we become in a very tough financial place, unfortunately. You know, recently with the downturn of my health, you know, I've lost my income essentially, you know, which put us in a very hard spot. you know, with all the traveling and with all the doctor bills that are you know, have been breaking up for 3 years, you know, it's truly God sent that, you know, that something like this happened, you know, that the idea came along and the community stood behind it. You know, it's just so appreciative. I mean, we are so appreciative to all of you for what you've done. You know, it makes me feel like, you know, I've done something right as far as raising my kids to have, you know, such a great group around surrounding them, and for us, you know, to have such good friends, you know, that want to help us out when we're in this situation. So this is, you know, I love cooking, you know, and we thought we could do just something, you know, something to say thank you, you know. So you know, thank you again, and God bless you all. You know, I honestly don't even know where to start, and I'd go on forever, because, you know, you can't say thank you enough. So, and thank you guys so much, you know, even the younger kids and so forth, for spreading the word around their schools. You know I have the middle school now, I think, wanting to get involved in other organizations, and, you know, my softball team that I coached for Maddie is calling, you know, wanting to get shirts and wanting to get other people, you know. It's really mushroomed, you know, it's really just taken off, and it's just amazing to see a community come together for somebody like even myself that they don't necessarily even know, but just to stand behind this and support it, you know. It's just really made a enormous difference in our life. It really has, you know, to take a little bit of the worry and the ease off right now, when the main concern obviously is what I'm going through health-wise, to be able to help out, you know, enough to where, you know, we don't have to worry right now where the next meal is going to come from, or, you know, how we're going to, you know, get through this month right now. You know, we just want to say again, God bless everybody, and thank you very much. So, all right, I'm gonna let you say your thank you, but.
Well, I wanted to take a second to tell you guys thank you as well. And as you can tell from Brian, you know, we don't really think that there's anything that we can say to each and every one of you, even to Juan and his family, I mean, that are sitting here with us. You know, I look at somebody like them, and it's like, I know that darn C word has touched their lives too. And I'm honored to be in the same room with them. And I think that this is a special family right here. And I know it was the video that he did that brought everybody's attention to us. But I want my children and all of you guys and everybody sitting in this room to be aware that it touches so many people's lives in so many ways. And it's a devastating disease. And we've unfortunately had to feel the ultimate devastation about it, but it's the coming together of everybody who gets together. It's the kids, it's watching their faces and watching them take action on this and think that this is such an important thing, that they're going to stand at school and on the bus and everywhere and just wear this shirt and support somebody who has such a terrible disease in their life. And that's a lesson that I hope every one of these kids and all of us take, in knowing that we're all human beings and we're all worth every ounce of love that we can give to each person that we see and each person's life that we can touch. And Brian has always been that kind of husband that when there was a family in football who was driving 2 hours away to just come play football with us on our little league, because it was an amazing team. And so they drove so far, he said, you guys can stay with us. You can basically live with us when you need to. You can be here all the time. And he's always opened his heart and his home to so many people and wanted to do things for his family, from building fireplaces to other crazy things that he took his time and he would stay up 24/7 to do. And I just want you guys to know that he's usually the one doing that, and for us to turn around and find all these people doing that for us, it just brings you back to what humans are supposed to be, and that's just loving and kind and generous and care about each other. And I hope that everybody walks away from this knowing how much we love them and how kind that we thought this was and how amazing it felt to everybody, and just the joy that it brought all these kids who got involved and all the community that stepped forward, and hopefully it reminds people to do those types of things all the time.
It's felt like the last week and a half has been nothing but tears every night, honestly, because of watching all this emotional, I mean, just, you know, how emotional it has been to us to see it on the news and on the, you know, the video, and to hear about all of our friends that call me that I've not seen since high school that said they've seen the video and they're just amazed by it, and you know, it's just, it is truly amazing. You know, my parents have people, you know, coming out of the woodwork that have seen this, you know. So it just, again, thank you, but let's you know, let's eat, let's have some fun. So
we're about to give Brian his check for the money we raised from the t-shirts. It is, the total amount raised is $6,443.08 so far, and we're not done.
She said, "Come on, old man." You can fall in this house.
When she doesn't do her eyebrows, they're super flat.
I know. She just likes saying things
No,
like that.
when she doesn't do her eyebrows
Because
are
she's
like
not used to my hair being this blonde. She's like, you look like
Now
you're
has like
blonde.
one eyebrow together. She has half and a half. Tell me I'm wrong. Mama has like 2 half eyebrows. Now there's 2 half eyebrows, make 1 whole.
That's so bad.
sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Oh. This is the check, and then this is how much we raised right there so far.
Holy cow, guys. Jeez-o.
We're not done.
Tell there's more shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just ordered some more.
Seriously, I mean, you know, again, I cannot thank everybody. You know, I cannot thank everybody enough. I mean, this is amazing. It really is. I mean, I wish there was something I could do to really pay you back, but hopefully God will bless me and we'll find a miracle in this, and, you know, maybe being around for a little longer will, you know, will certainly feel like, you know, a success to me. So, so thank you guys so much.
Reflection and connection to it from, oh, my aunt, my grandma, my neighbor, my brother, my sister, whatever. And so you just become a metaphor for like their plight, you know what I mean, your motivation, your inspiration. So stirring that up in people, just you put a face to it all over again. So it's good for you.
And I hope more people can realize that, you know, not to be so proud that when they need help, you know, to reach out, or to, you know, to know that there's people in the community that care. I've always been the one who wants to help and wants to do things for people, you know, not the one who wants to accept things from anybody else, you know. And it just took a lot, and it took me hitting rock bottom, honestly, you know, to give in to that concept of accepting help, you know. Again, here again, thank you. So.
I mean, it's amazing what they've done. They set an example for, when we talk to our kids about it, and what you guys have done is, it's pretty awesome. You know, I said it the other night, and I mean it. I couldn't be more proud of you guys. What you guys have done to the school, the community. It's, you know, we're around kids all the time. You see the good and you see the bad, and it doesn't get any better than this.
Kids get to witness how the family comes together and what it takes to like inspire and motivate and come together and pull everybody's resources together. So as a dad, I am really proud to see them engage like this with the Ekmans and really come together and make something like this happen, even to reflect back on your family and just leaf off of mine, you know what I mean?
And so he walks up and he's,
I still didn't know.
I think he just started filming again. So let's backtrack our story a little bit. So we walk in to the game, and he's looking around. He sees the Ekmans, and he's like, oh, you know, what are they doing? Let's go say hi. And I'm like, well, let's go take a picture at Gage's poster. Let's go take a picture. I'm trying to distract him from it. And she's over there like turning her back to us. Brian just saw us. And it was so funny.
Because
but
I had not seen any of the shorts yet, and I had no idea. I just, I couldn't walk by and see you guys standing there and not say anything,
It was awesome. It was so funny.
So from my side of it though, like we're standing there at this table and I'm like, oh crap, he's walking down the hill right now. Like, what is he doing here? And I'm like, he doesn't know about these shirts yet, so maybe they won't see us. I'm like 6'2" standing on the curb already anyway.
It was so funny.
So I see him walk by and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just kind of do one of these things like this and just kind of ignore him. Maybe they'll just walk by. He walks right up to me and I'm like,
I thought you were.
I'm like still trying to hide, man. Like I still don't want him to see me. And he looks at my shirt and he was like, kind of turns his head sideways a little bit, and then he looks down and then, I think the realization of what was happening was, kind of hitting him at that point.
Yeah, because I just started saying hi,
Yeah.
Man,
I know I've seen Ryan in a little while, but why is he ignoring me? Like, does he not recognize me or what?
You wouldn't say a word at first. It was hilarious. I was like, I think he pretty much wants to be under the table.
I was trying to hide in plain sight for sure, man. I couldn't find out.
I was literally oblivious when I started saying hi, and then that's when I looked down, and because I thought you were just selling Jaguar shirts. Honestly, I just thought you were selling football shirts. And I looked down, and when I read it, it was like, oh my God, and I just lost it.
And I kind of knew from Coach. I'm sorry. I kind of knew from Coach what we were doing too, and it was really funny to extend off that. So he loses it at that point. And then Juan kind of comes out, and I'm like, Maddie, we need to go stand. You're gonna go with your friends, or you're gonna come with us? We're gonna go stand on the field. And she's like, I'm confused. I don't know. I'm like, no, you need to make a decision. We need to go out to the field now, because I knew the boys were getting ready to come out. And she's like, well, I don't know what. I'm like, just make a decision. I didn't know what she was talking about. We gotta be all our friends. I'm like, what are we going on the field? I'm like, you gotta do something. And so she's like, oh my gosh, I'll go on the field with you then. And I'm like, okay. And so we get out there, and then they realize what was really going on, and it was awesome. But I had a couple battles I had to fight to get in there. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it's so hard to keep a secret.
Today's day and age, when Gio's like, this is going to be a surprise, I'm thinking to myself, there is no way.
The pressure of the whole thing was that we came up with this idea, 9 days. We had 9 days to get this done.
Yeah.
And so we wanted it to be a surprise. We want to be a surprise to your family, to Gage, to you, and everything. And we were like, okay, how do we start to grow this thing but still keep it a secret, especially with like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and this and that. And then these two, without anybody even seeing a shirt, come back home with like over 200 purchase orders for shirts the next day.
My whole school knew, and they're like not even part of the high school. And I was like, how did you guys know?
She knew.
I didn't even know.
Somehow she knew before Gage and him knew.
You
Well,
weren't.
yeah,
You
I was
weren't
like, how did that even happen?
I didn't
And
even
yet
feel like
we still managed to
How did
keep
someone
it
slip to
secret.
you and not to Gage? It was my, I
That's
didn't
what I
get
was
it.
like, how did
so
my friends
crazy.
slip?
Yeah.
They just didn't.
It was so crazy.
I was
It
for sure
super
going
awesome.
And it might help that I don't leave the house anymore, so.
We just sold out of shirts for Brian, and we are taking donations now though.
Yes, and we sold out of shirts, and so we're glad we got to help and do our part. In the end, football's just a game, so we're glad we get to help.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I'm the same size I was in 1990.
With pads.
Brianstrong, baby! Ah!
He was just big with pads.
So,
There's no grass stains on it.
I think I was telling Brian this the other day.
Coaches have wireless headsets.
What is
now.
number 25?
Wireless headsets? I would have had a job because I was the one to follow the coach around holding his cord. so he didn't trip over it.
I know there's not even a grass stain on
Oh,
this thing.
man. I washed it.
Name one professional football player with the number 25.
I'm sure there's a kicker out there somewhere.
These girls with their little crop tops ain't got nothing on you.
I'm going to wear this.
You are classic.
My daughter will be so proud of me when I take her to homecoming. Pull up, drop her off. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Because I would take the first one.
Isn't that crazy? That's my dad on the bottom. Oh, that is funny.
Mike, that's right.
Yeah, got a house shirt on. We showed Brian dressed as a lady. Oh, yeah.
Well, careful of, there's a really good one.
That would be Brian at a Halloween party. Those are breasts, yep.
Yeah. I don't know where they're at.
Oh, the worst part, that's us licking the breast.
Oh, maybe they're just for his side.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, that was just a move to steal my burger.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Wasn't that workout program?
This is what happens when you exceed capacity. You get an outie.
Just like the turkey. So what? To be fair, I might need glasses.
Two favorite college roommates here.
That's really
I never graduated.
That's
I just went.
You zoom in, you
All
can
right.
see the mark went off the track. Oh, no kidding.
All right. Oh, yeah. Well, let's start with Mr. Freundberger himself.
Could you be patient?
Pretty good. She told me to start.
What about Brian? What about for Brian?
You know what?
Here's another pair.
Oh, rhinestones. These are mine.
Bedazzled.
Like a rhinestone cowboy.
Hey, this is what it feels like to be on The Bachelor, by the way.
Hi. Single. My phone number is.
This is the part where you get a hand slap you on the back of the head.
Oh, is that what I was supposed to come in?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, look at this
Cue
stud.
the slap.
Look at that stud.
Look at that. So in the video,
We'll stop
Gage,
here.
do you know you chew your bottom lip? Like a nervous, tick? Brian?
Yeah.
So there's a part where you're standing against the wall and I'm like, I could be looking at Brian.
Yep.
Really?
Like he stands there and he goes,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's talking about when I, no, your dad, okay, your dad. I'm like, am I looking at Gage or looking at Brian?
Oh, goodness gracious. Come on, we got it.
Come on, Jeff, what are you doing with the X-rated one?
Mr.
Shovel nose in the bottom.
Come on, tell me that's not your boy. No sleeves. Yeah, hey, come on. No sleeves, big hair.
Oh, my.
Huh?
Pass it down.
Yeah.
That's fine.
She edited.
Yeah, somebody's like, wow, there's a lot of pictures of girls and you in here. Like, why do we still have these?
No, that's Brian. That's not a girl.
Oh, that's
What did your mom call Brian when you guys went to Texas?
Oh, Bonfroni a couple times, but
John Bonfroni.
No. Oh,
Frony Muff.
her gigolo son.
right.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Can you see that? Can you see Brian in there way in the back with the short shorts? Oh,
He made it a whole year.
Does Brian have pants on in this picture?
man, they're so high up.
I'm trying to figure out if that's a purse.
He's carrying a purse, man. He's carrying a purse.
It is a purse.
Brian
has a merch before a merch was popular.
What?
Before it was
A merch, a man purse.
When was it popular?
Oh, a merch.
A man's purse.
Alright, well, we gotta be able to stream that.
Oh, it looks like you're giving her like.
I'll be darned.
I gotta go get glasses.
In the middle.
Well, look at the shades, more like.
Where'd Brian go?
Oh, that's a great picture. It is.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
There's that ski trip I was talking about. Where all is.
Where the hell's Brian?
He went up to
We have to
get
get the album.
album.
Brian, for one thing, and then he's coming.
No problem.
It's gotta be.
We're about done.
That's short.
Oh.
Hey, this is no different than waiting him to leave for school in the morning.
Or just get ready in the morning.
One moment! Yeah, that son of a bitch.
Comes out and freaking butt ass naked in a towel.
Late for
Alright, I gotta look for the January spring break.
Yeah, look at that. Look how Mike sticks his stomach out like he's.
I think that's senior float trip.
I'm doing my Jeff
Senior
imitation.
camping trip?
Oh, have you seen these shorts? Where's Gage? You were talking about shorts? Huh? That's illegal in most states. What your dad just got on here.
Check out the grunge look there. The grunge look there.
Cloud thing.
Oh, that's funny.
All
right. Send that around. Send that around. Oh man.
Short shorts, fanny pack, and polo with the sleeves.
Where's the merce that we figured out you invented? Hey, we said you invented the merce.
It's gangster.
No, we well, whose Fiero was that we always take out?
That's
my high school, my college girlfriend.
That was
That's right.
It was your girlfriend, wasn't it?
And this
Maybe.
Most likely. No, here. This one?
No, the Fiero.
Oh, the Fiero. Chrissy and the Fiero.
used to take her little Fiero.
Yeah.
We've all seen the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
His hair was bigger than half.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
dude.
so I want to know, was it Aquanet or was it Rave?
There's the boots.
Oh.
That held the hair.
Remember those boots?
Yeah, you had little spurs on the back of them.
Hey, look what I found.
Or was that when he was a
Oh.
Oh, yeah, you found it.
Yeah. Hey, right here.
That's
Oh
awesome.
my gosh.
This was us three.
That's awesome. I
In
want a picture of that.
Our senior year in high school.
That's awesome. And Jeff still has his jersey.
Yeah. You know which one I am, because
He has it on right now.
Yeah. They retired his number. No one should ever have to wear this ever again.
Gager. That's how skinny I was in 9th grade.
Shit. 9th grade, you were.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Oh, you know what that is? That's what Dad. What they're calling a man purse. That's your old camera case. I was carrying around.
Sure it was, Brian. Camera case. Yeah. It was your purse.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say.
We should go before or after.
Dan had
This is before. This is after.
Gage, you look like you broke the family curse. Congratulations. Good luck with Bad taste.
Wow.
Safe.
Was you growing up?
Was that you growing up, baby?
Whenever I looked like that.
That's when Brian and I first met.
Yeah.
Brian,
I think you took these pictures.
Yeah.
Why are the pets so cute?
Yeah, that's when Brian and I first met.
Where's this at? You're all in it.
Okay, so this was our this was his bachelor party night. Yeah.
Where's that at?
Actually, it's the only picture you guys freaking took
was
of him
Halloween.
before our wedding, before he got dressed. And I was like, oh my God, that's the only picture somebody took of you all day. And he's like, yes. I'm like, that's terrible.
That's okay.
That's
Imagine
terrible.
how many they would have gotten had they had these. I know.
I was like, this is it?
It's a lot.
Look, man,
Big hair. Big
That's
hair.
hilarious.
Should critique that.
So this was the night before Dad and I tied the knot.
Thanks, Gene.
He decided to go out and have a little bit too much drinky poo-poo. This is Dad and his volleyball techniques, even early days. So do you remember at volleyball at all the vacations where Dad like kills himself and scars himself up for life?
Well, because you dive. You play hard volleyball.
He is nuts.
You go.
When we went to Mexico, my knees were bleeding on both of my knees because I kept diving for the ball.
His knees were bleeding after the first day, so the second day he dived some more. Oh my God! And I'm like, something's wrong with you.
Nice.
Yes.
Sonny, is that everything?
So
He still owns and wears this shirt to this day.
There's some more stuff over
Which
there.
one?
Literally.
Grab a tissue. Oh, he's got some.
I just have this, but it's not going to be easy to talk. Emotionally and otherwise. You know, it sucks to be where I'm at right now. But, you know, and having to say what I have to say, but, you know, I just want you guys to know, which I know you do. That's why you're here tonight. But I mean, you know, the people in this room, besides my family, obviously, who I've always loved. But I love these guys like brothers because, you know, we've been so close since like 2nd grade, you know, and these have been my core friends throughout my whole life. The people that you can always fall back on as friends. You know, we never strayed. We never, you know, everybody went their own way. for college, but here we are, 30, 40 years later, still sitting here, and calling each other best friends. We have so many memories, that I'm sure we all still talk about, when we talk about old times and, oh, I used to do this or do that, and we used to run around and pretend, that we were Army or whatever in the woods behind our house. It's just the silliest little things, but I can remember just all the way back, to riding bikes, to Bull School, I just have so many memories, with you guys, and it's just been incredible. Before football games, I remember so many memories of us all hanging out and having dinner and going down to the park that we were just talking about, down at Rockwood Reservation, just so many good memories. Staying the night, my kids still don't believe me. When we were kids, we would stay the night with somebody, one person, or maybe 2 people at the most. It was never, these guys have like 10 people over and they think that's not a party. They tell me all the time, that's not a party, that's just my friends staying the night. I'm like, we stay the night, we let one person. They have like constantly 6, 10 people over all the time. I want to also thank Mr. and Mrs. Sire for coming out too, because I know a lot of our parents can't be here. I know some of us have lost parents as well. And but even them, there's so many memories, of growing up and being part of those families, and being treated like part of those families. I can't tell you how many times, we stayed over your house in the basement or whatever, and we'd get yelled at because it'd be too late at night, we're making too much noise or something, but...
I said I was going to Brian's house, like, it's 5 minutes away. I'm like, no, it's not. Look, we can walk. I'm like, no, we got to drive 45 minutes right now.
No, you wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to Brian for what? Gonna have breakfast. They're making pancakes. Yeah, you always come to your house for breakfast.
I remember that. My mom made pancakes for all my buddies. That was like 6th grade, yeah.
Is that where you
awesome.
get to make the pancake thing?
Probably, yep. I've always loved to make pancakes for my kids. So.
That is definitely a tradition of ours.
We had morning birthday parties because I think you worked nights.
At
With that
that time,
time or something
probably.
like that. So we would have a birthday party for
That's
Brian
awesome.
before school.
Anyway, guys, I just want to say I love you guys. Every one of you.
We love you, buddy.
John, thanks for coming in.
Yeah. You guys have been a big part of my life. So, yeah, and thank you for making that trip, brother.
Love you, man.
So, love you too. So, anyway, I just wanted to say that. So, all right.
Cool.
He has touched so many people. They'll never forget that. Most importantly, we know that we're going to be able to look up to you and say, at least thank you for giving him the life that you did, and thank you for taking care of him until we get to see you and him again. I just pray that every member in this room, because we're all related, knows you, knows your son Jesus, accepts Jesus as their personal Savior. Brian may leave us today or tonight, but he will not die. He will be with you. And that's what we have to look forward to. The good news is Jesus will see that we are all together for eternity. No more death, no more pain, no more suffering, and only love. And that's what we have here today. Is a family that loves each other. Strengthen his wife, strengthen his children, strengthen his dad and his mother, and all of us that claim to be brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers. We thank you for giving it to us. And we thank you for bringing this group together today. And may Brian know somehow how much he has been loved and how much he is being loved right now as we send this prayer to you. Give him the peace that we know he's got right now, knowing that soon he'll be with you. And give us the peace that we know that he's there. We love you. Thank you for loving us. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
H. Crony Burger.